hurdles toward key health insurance vote without a clear plan, by Ian Swanson. Some Senate Republicans are expressing frustration that their conference has not been able to unify behind a health care plan ahead of a vote next week on a Democratic proposal to extend health insurance premium subsidies that will expire in January. Republicans are worried the subsidies, and health insurance and costs more broadly, could become a major issue in the 2026 midterms. In a worst-case scenario could cost them the Senate majority. The GOP has no consensus over how to proceed on the issue, which may spur a group of Republican senators to cross the aisle next week and vote for a Democratic bill to extend the subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. Republicans say they will not have their own alternative proposal to address rapidly rising insurance premiums ready in time for next week's vote, leaving some GOP senators dissatisfied about the lack of a clear strategy to counter the Democrats' bill. "I do not think that we have coalesced as a conference around a plan, so no, I am not satisfied," said Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican from Alaska. "I am hoping that we actually have something we can get 60 votes for." Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee Chairman Bill Cassidy, Republican from Louisiana, and Senate Finance Committee Chairman Mike Crapo, Idaho, led a discussion Tuesday about concepts and proposals that could be part of a Senate GOP health care plan, but senators say it will not be ready by next week. Cassidy has unveiled a proposal to leave the original ACA premium tax credits in place, but convert funding for the enhanced premium tax credits into contributions to health savings, accounts that Americans could use to pay out-of-pocket health care costs. But Republican senators say they have not yet seen text of Cassidy's plan. "There is really not a hard proposal," said Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin. Senator Tom Tillis, Republican from North Carolina, warned that a failure to respond to soaring health insurance premiums are going to be a political problem in next year's midterm election. "There are going to be a number of sympathetic cases that the Democrats are going to use in campaigns next year," he told a reporter for HuffPost. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican from Missouri, has warned that nearly 500,000 constituents in his home state will be impacted by the expiration of the enhanced subsidies. A group of centrist Republican and Democratic negotiators worked over the Thanksgiving recess to make progress toward a bipartisan deal, but they said it will not be ready in time for next week's vote either. "This is fueling pessimism about any deal being reached this year. There are still a lot of conversations ongoing, but I think it will be difficult to get something by next week," said Senator Jean Shaheen, Democrat from New Hampshire, who has played a leading role in the talks. Shaheen, who has been in touch with House colleagues, said that even if the Senate passes a bill, it is becoming clear that the Speaker, Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana, will not bring it up for a vote. "What I am hearing is that it is unlikely that Speaker Johnson will take up any bill, and that it would have to be done by a discharge petition," she said. "Some want to circumvent the Speaker's control of the House floor by collecting 218 votes on a discharge petition, a tactic that worked to force a vote on the Epstein Files Transparency Act last month, but it is a long-shot option that would take weeks or possibly months of effort." Senate Republicans are divided over whether they should even attempt to coalesce behind an alternative health care plan. Some Republican lawmakers worry that producing their own proposal would divide their party and give Democrats a target to attack ahead of the 2026 midterms. Senator John Cornyn, Republican from Texas, who is up for re-election next year and faces a tough primary challenge, said Republicans instead might bring proposals to the floor to highlight problems with the Affordable Care Act. "I do not see any way under the sun that we would support extension of the current broken system," Cornyn told reporters Wednesday, predicting that any bill to extend the enhanced ACA subsidies will not pass. Asked if Republicans might not even offer an alternative plan, Cornyn said, "There are different ideas. Republicans have always had trouble coalescing around an alternative health care proposal," he added. "There is some suggestion to target specific elements of the existing law to show its problems. That would allow GOP candidates in next year's election to blame the Obama-era law and the enhanced insurance premium subsidies that former President Biden signed into law during the COVID-19 pandemic as major drivers of rising health insurance premiums. If you think about what government has done, everything that they have done has made everything more expensive. Cars, health care, housing," said Senator Rick Scott, Republican from Florida. Senator John Hoeven, Republican from North Dakota, said he expects Senate Republicans will offer an alternative proposal next week to give GOP colleagues political cover to vote against the Democratic bill to extend the expiring premium subsidies. "They will probably put up their 3-year extension of the subsidies, and we will put something up too," he said. It would be my expectation at that point you might not pass either one, and then we will go back to work. Ho Evan said Republicans will highlight their support for more federal funding of health savings, accounts that American consumers could use to reduce their out-of-pocket costs, and reforms to the federally managed health insurance marketplaces to require lower-income Americans to pay something for their coverage. We recognize that we want to get something in place soon because of the impact right now of those premium increases, he said. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, has not yet unveiled what Democrats will bring to the floor next week to help Americans cope with rising health insurance premiums. But Senate Democratic sources predict it will be a 3-year extension of the ACA subsidies to match a bill that House Democrats support. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Republican from South Dakota, on Wednesday said the Republican plan for how to respond to the Democrats' bill to extend the subsidies will depend on how that proposal is crafted. Thune said there is broad Republican support for allowing self-employed individuals and small businesses to participate in association coverage and collectively negotiate better health insurance rates, or allow them to buy into plans offered by Costco and Walmart across state lines. Buying across state lines, allowing people to join larger groups to get into the group market out of the individual market. That is a way that you could significantly address the issue of cost and affordability, he said. That would be a part of anything we do. Obviously, some of that would take a little time to implement.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this legal breaking reporting video analysis update. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting video analysis update, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy for more legal breaking news that you need to know about. More to come soon.